There. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to Teaching and Learning for nursing education. And thank you very much. Was that Eva who prayed for us or who led us to prayer?
Yes, it was me, Eva.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, doctor.
Wonderful prayer. We all need to pray. Prayers are powerful. So I have here our roadmap, and remember, our roadmap is our guide. Doesn't necessarily be exactly what our roadmap would be, because you can go to your destination in different routes, but this is what we have for now. I just wanted to start off our Zoom session today with unfinished business. Anyone has unfinished, what I mean by unfinished business is any discussion or um, thoughts that we were not able to address during our last Zoom meeting that would be beneficial for everybody to address today. Okay, Simon is joining us. Put it in here. Okay. Any unfinished business, any questions? I guess we can go right straight into the assignments. Any question on the assignments, discussion question, the philosophy paper that's due? It's not due until August 4th. So I made it that way so then um, everyone will be able to catch up with all the assignments. This would be a good place and time to ask questions. Um, I'm gonna stop sharing this and I'm gonna go right into our, maybe it will help to go right into our Moodle. Let me just go in there right now. And I'm going to share my screen. I honestly am still trying to catch up. Someone was asking that they're not able to submit the assignments. So let me log on. So far, this is week 1. Can you all see my screen with the Moodle? I want to make sure everybody's seeing
Yes,
what
yes,
I'm.
doctor, we can.
Yeah, I can sit, doctor.
Good. Okay, so far I have who we have right now that I can see is Kephas, Joseph, Diana, Eva, Esther Amonjin, Esther Ahembasibwe, Judith, Varens, Veronica, and Simon. Um, Anybody that I didn't mention and you're here joining us. Okay. And I know Dr. Bernie's with us as well. Hi, Dr. Bernie. Okay. So week 1, I'm just going week 2, week 3. Are you all able to see the PowerPoint slides that I posted in on Moodle for each of the week?
I was able to see the notes.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, great.
I
Anyone
also saw them.
anyone who's not able to view the PowerPoint slides? And I am not, if you notice, I am now just responding to the discussion questions. I'm working my way back to the first forum, and I'm very pleased with everybody's entry into the discussion questions. Very substantial, very active participation of those who have posted. Um, let me see. So I hope that by now we are now, I'm going to jump right into this is week 9. We're in week 9 right now. See? So I'm just trying to look for my, oh, it's right here. Make sure I'm on the right week. So we're now in week 9, which is week 9 is teaching in different settings. So we started off with teaching in different settings in the classroom. And I think I had a YouTube with that, and had some exciting pictures from old pictures when I was still able to go to Uganda. Um, and then there's a discussion question there. I have made the change of the due date. I guess it didn't update on this one because of our situations. We've been trying to, as a faculty team, we've been trying to be more lenient and be more accommodating because of our situation with the COVID pandemic. Also, a situation with struggles with our families, with our, personal and professional challenges that we have at work setting. Um, okay. And then, so this is week 8. So the different setting classroom. And then on week 9, we are looking at the settings in the skills lab and simulation. The institution where I teach currently, we do a front loading. Front loading means that all of the nursing skills that our students need to learn before they go into the hospital and in the community are already being taught before the classroom setting. So it's a little different on the way that other institutions are implementing their teaching. The standard process would be you have your classroom setting, teaching the students about the concepts of nursing. And then after the classroom setting, then you go into the skills lab and teach them the skills that they need to know in order to implement the concepts that they are learning in the classroom setting. There is also the simulation. Can anyone tell me what we mean by simulation lab? What happens in the simulation lab?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes.
I'm thinking that simulation lab is not any different from the skills lab, where students go and they practice on models other than real patients.
Yes, we are simulating or mimicking the setting when the students eventually go to the hospital. Very good. Who was that?
Esther in Siwe.
Esther and Visible. Thank you, Esther. Okay. Please,
You're
because I
welcome,
don't,
doctor.
yes, who's speaking?
Esther, I'm
Oh,
Siwe.
Esther, thank you. Because when I have to tell you that when I have when I'm sharing a document, I can't see who's speaking. So please, when you are wanting to speak, please say who you are, and then I have a better idea who I'm speaking to. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Esther. Thank you.
You're welcome, doctor.
Yes. So this is our module learning objectives for week 9, teaching in different settings, the simulation and skills lab. So The simulation lab and skills lab is it's required to have this environment to be non-threatening, meaning that this is the environment where the students are free to make mistakes, free to ask questions, free to try it again and again and again. And this is an environment where even when they are already scheduled to go to the hospital, where they can go back and practice some skills they feel that they're lacking, so that when the next rotation that they have in the hospital, they will be able to be more confident. Um, And the module learning objectives here, as you can see on number 2, is emphasizing the importance of assisting and supporting faculty to develop skill in using simulation in their teaching. So this is more for you. The number 2 module learning objectives more for you, because technology keep advancing, and we have some faculty in my work setting where they are not comfortable using some of the technologies. Um, the young the younger faculty are um, more adaptable to the new technology, so we help each other, assist each other and support each other, especially when we're using the simulation. Our dolls, we call it mannequin here, but our dolls are what is that, I'm blanking. I'm referring to the level, the fidelity, the high fidelity. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know if any one of you heard about high fidelity. What it just means is that the dolls that we use for the simulation are actually high tech. They can actually speak, um, and they can actually blink. Um, there's also the mechanism where we can make the babies have cyanosis. There's like lights inside the mouth of the doll, and then we can make it blue or blue to reflect cyanosis. So we'll also, let me see. And then you can read over the module learning objectives here. And of course, the number 4 is what we're doing right now, online learning communities. So um, that is what we are forced to do because of the pandemic and the requirements to be quarantined in our homes, that we couldn't go to the on campus. The class discussion we were supposed to have is discussing the past and current experiences and challenges teaching in different settings, and the impact on the role of the student and the teacher with increasing online learning. I think I don't know if we have time to do this, so I would probably request each group to meet on your own and do this class discussion. This will really help you in your final group presentation. Um, has any group have met and have a better idea on how they are going to do their final group presentation on? We're having our final group presentation on August 23rd. So we're July 21st. So it's like a little over a month from now is when you will be doing your final group presentation. Yes. Group 1, may I ask someone from group 1 to share where they are at as far as the final group presentation?
Thank you, Dr. Marife. This is Joseph, one of the members of Group 1. Yes, we were able to schedule a Zoom session and we discussed our group presentation. We shall be making the final panel beating of it and then we shall be able to present. We were able to meet and we discussed and we are still finalizing it a bit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. Do you have any words of wisdom to the other group? Any challenges that you have with so far with the formation of your final group project?
The challenges were not really much, but I would just request that the other group members, they should try as much as possible to just be organized so that they hear from one another to enhance communication well. Yes, the other challenge, which I can note, may be the data. I think one needs to have adequate data so that they can discuss comprehensively. Yeah, those are the only challenges we faced as a group.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for your words of wisdom. Um, I I guess I wanted to ask in general, are the PowerPoint slides and the readings help you? Are they helping you to form your final group project?
Yes, they are resourceful.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank
Doctor,
you.
this is Eva, yes.
Yes, thank you, Eva. Okay, group two. Anyone from group two, can you share with us the progress of your final group presentation?
Hello, this is Variance.
Hi, Baron.
Hello. Hi. On the perspective of the group two, we also managed to meet, and then we are also working, we are finalizing our write-up, and we believe sooner or later to be ready. But most of the challenges for us we are facing was like, you could Google and then you find that most of the theories you are trying to apply almost like they can apply to that group. And maybe I think we need also to, we are still debating about like certificate completion. And then we didn't understand clearly what it meant. Was it like diploma? This one who have finished like certificate and now they have graduated to diploma. So that is where like even our debate was. But for us, we decided to use like diploma students, like this one who have finished the certificates and now they have joined the for diploma level or for registration level. And then another thing is about getting, the articles and then pinpointing to your theory. So you find like you Google in and then you get multiple, information, and then sometimes it's very hard to see, to sieve out what you need. But otherwise, it was resource. It is a good simulating assignment, and I think if we can work on it, we are going to be better teachers. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Varens. Do you have any words of wisdom for your for the other groups?
The words of wisdom is like knowledge is not toxic. We have to read and read time and again, and then we get to the climate, or we up to stage where we can get what we need.
Thanks, Varens. So, if any groups wanted to meet with me, um, if you have any questions or clarification, let me know. I am willing to have another Zoom session with each group. If you have any questions, just email me or text me on our WhatsApp so then I can check my schedule. After, I think my last clinical rotation in the hospital would be on Sunday. After Sunday, then my schedule is um, less less stressful for me because I'm teaching online right now. have any face-to-face after Sunday. So just email me or text me on our app, and then I can find some time because your presentation is like a little over a month, so you still have time. And I'm glad to hear the progress of group one and group two. So now group three, anyone from group three who wants to share the progress of their final group project presentation.
This is Eva for group 3. Doctor, as a group, we at first had a challenge to get a theory that would fit our category. Our category is the degree completion program. And through the search, we were able to come to get this adult learning theory, which fits very well our learners. And it has been very interesting to see that the adults, they need to know why they should learn. And they are learning from a knowing perspective. So we've tried to put some things together, and we hope by weekend, because for us we used Google Meet. We had a challenge of getting everybody together because of our different time schedules, but we were able to fix in 2 nights, and we had Google meeting, and we were able at least to come up, and we agreed we assigned ourselves tasks. So that's how we came up with this, and we are trying to do the final work. We've gone almost halfway, and we hope by weekend and next week we shall be there.
Oh, wow. Excellent. That's good to hear. So Eva, you were saying that your group is going to use adult learning theory.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Do you have any words of wisdom for the other groups?
The words of wisdom would be that we should not get tired in searching, because it has taken us weeks. We got different theories, but we felt it wasn't fitting what we really wanted, the yeast of what, because we are dealing with adult learners, until we landed on this, and really we are all excited about it. And we think it will give us very good yield.
That's good. Degree completion because they went through the different
They are already
stages.
practicing, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Varens, which theory is your group two is going to be using?
Because even as Malcolm knows, or what we call adult learning or andragogy theory, but again, we're also contemplating about constructivism theory. So if like the group 3 have taken Malcolm knows theory, then for us, we are going to look into constructivism theory.
Okay. How about group one, Joseph? Which theory are you guys going to?
We are going to be using the cognitive learning theory. We looked at it in detail and found it fitting for the direct entrance group of students.
So this is direct. Those are the secondary.
Yes, from secondary education. They are new in the program of nursing. We call them direct entrance.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait to watch your PowerPoint presentations. Thank you, Joseph, Varens, and Eva. I wanted
You're
to ask,
welcome.
oh, thank you. I wanted to ask your permission. I wanted to invite, we have African American faculty she's also the director for our Masters of uh, Science in Nursing in the Family Nurse Practitioner program. She's interested to join me in my next teaching at Uganda Christian University, if God willing will will allow me to travel again to UCU next year. She wanted to join me, but at the same time she wanted to also get involved with the teaching. So I wanted to invite her to be a guest observer for your final group project on, I'm trying to see, is on August 25th is the final group presentation. And I wanted to ask your permission if it is okay for her to join us. And she could also give us some feedback. She has a doctor, I think she has a doctor of nursing practice. Her name is Dr. Judith Jones.
Doctor, it's okay.
She's welcome.
She's welcome.
She would be a good, yes. So I actually haven't talked to her about it because I wanted to share with your group first before I say something to her. So let me know if you're email me or text me if you have any concerns about her watching. But I am excited after hearing the update from group 1, group 2, and group 3. I'm excited to see your final product of your hard work. So let me just go back into my roadmap. Assignments. Any question about the philosophy paper?
Yes, Eve ask. Sister Eve.
This is Diana. Now I can see who's talking because I unshared the doc. Yes, Diana. What is your question?
I'm requesting Sister Eve to ask something concerning the philosophy paper.
What is that, Diana? Can you share
Maybe
with
the
us?
question. Yeah, the question was, are we using some chapter or some reading to guide us in answering that? I don't know, maybe we need clarification on it.
Okay, but let me project the philosophy paper. Okay, where did I have it? Let me share the Moodle and then we'll go look at it together. Put it in. There you go. Okay, so here's the rubric. So develop a personal philosophy for teaching and nursing. So the paper, you have to identify your concept of the teacher. And then you have to identify your concept of the learner. And then you describe your concept of the teaching learning process. And a lot of the information you can find in the previous PowerPoint slides that I have posted. But at the same time, you could also have your own concept of a teacher. Maybe I can share with you my own concept of a teacher. My concept of a teacher is a co-learner. Although a teacher has a lot of knowledge and skills under her belt or his belt, a teacher should be a lifelong learner. We need to continue learning, especially the technology is always advancing, science is advancing. We're always doing things to better serve our patients, the community that we serve. So my concept of a teacher is someone who is a co-learner and a lifelong learner. My concept of a learner is also someone who is a co-learner and also someone who is a lifelong learner and also someone who is receptive to new knowledge and someone who is willing to go back and do a reflection of um, things that this learner still needs to learn. And then my concept of teaching learning process is that the teacher and the learner are co-learners. And also the process of the teaching learning process is one that is respectful, accepting of each other's teacher and learner are accepting of each other's flaws, because no one is perfect. So we have to accept each other and respect each other for who we are. It doesn't have to be like a big philosophy thing. This is your personal philosophy. There's no right or wrong. This paper is really meant for you to be a reflection paper of increasing your awareness of what you think a teacher should be, increasing your a learner of what you think a learner should be. So this will set a foundation for yourself. What is your expectation of your students? What is your expectation of yourself? What is the expectation of your expectation of your co-teacher, your the other faculty? And then you have to support your ideas. You know, we are for evidence-based. You know, it's just not, you just pick the concept of the teacher up in, you know, in the air, but you have something to back up that your concept of a teacher is realistic and it's evidence-based. That's why you are required to provide 4 to 5 references, either from the lecture notes, from the readings, from articles, and if you know any, if you find anything, you can Google it and say, okay, this is, what else do I need to know? Identify what is a lifelong learner, you know, because that's my concept of a teacher and that's my concept of a learner. What does really lifelong learning means? And then you can provide a reference where you found a more uh, a clearer definition of what a lifelong learner is. And then describe the way in which your Christian worldview informs your philosophy. So maybe do unto others what you would like others do unto you, or maybe accepting, you know, the other person's view of things. This should be directly related to concepts you have described above. So if I'm saying that someone has to be accepting of other people and someone has to be respectful, that would be some of the concept that I would incorporate in my writing um, related to Christian worldview. And of course, number 6, you have to use APA format, grammar, spelling, and writing style. And then over here, I don't know if this will, I might have to stop sharing and then share the, okay, there. So this is the rubric. This is how I'm going to grade you. So first, I'm going to look at, did you use an APA format? How's your grammar? How's your spelling and your writing style? Um, I can tell you that same with my United US students and my Ugandan students so far, from MNS 4 to 10. A lot of the points that I take off is the sentence structure, like run-on sentences. Make sure you put a period somewhere and then divide your, you know, sometimes you will, I find it that some students are writing like very long and there's no stop, there's no period. So group your concepts and your thoughts and then make sure you have someone read your paper so it, you know that it makes sense. um, I will grade you with your identification of your concept of, of a teacher, that's 15 points, concept of the learner, and so forth. You can read this one, so it for a total of 100 points. Any questions so far, or did I talk too fast? Okay. I think, and like I said, the personal philosophy paper is not due until August 4th. And look at my calendar. Are you all still with me? It's so quiet.
We are here.
We are
Guys,
present, doctor.
digesting the information that I gave. So today is July 21st. So it's exactly 2 weeks from now. The paper is due. So you have 2 weeks to firm up your paper. Hopefully you already have made an outline. What I learned is when I have a paper due that I have to write, I start making an outline. I start putting in my titles and make a like a draft on the side. And then as I think about what I wanted to write, then I start writing on it. For example, you can do like a subtitle for concept of teacher, another subtitle concept of learner, and then another subtitle concept of teaching and learning process. And then another subtitle would be my Christian worldview. And then you start writing from there. And then I take a break and then I go back to it another day and then continue. So um, sometimes it helps, sometimes it does not, but it depends on the topic. So we are at your time would be 5:40. Um, Let me go back to my roadmap. I'm not gonna project it. We talked about the final group project, um, the discussion question. Let me see. Go back. It is very quiet. Are you guys thinking?
Yeah, doctor, we are present.
Yes, we are around.
We are listening.
Okay.
Actually, thank you so much. Previously, I was sharing with one of us, and we're like, maybe we needed your examples, which you have done. And I think this is more helpful and guiding to us doing our personal philosophy. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, Diana. I think that I should do the same thing with my students here in the US because it's a philosophy. Philosophy is like it's sometimes um it's over our head. What I might say that sometimes it's hard to grasp. Your philosophy and my philosophy would be different, and you are the only person who can explain your philosophy because it's your own philosophy of things. In this situation, it's your own philosophy of what you think is an ideal teacher, of what you think and believe is an ideal student or learner. And I think this is a good way of reflecting on your expectations of yourself as a future teacher for nursing students. And also at the same time, your expectations of your future students, future learners. I always upfront on day one, I would tell them this is what I expect. Don't please reach out to me like days before the exam because I do have students, and you will find this when you start. And I think those who are already teaching have this experience where students will be last minute studying for the exam for their final exam, and then they will call you in the middle of the night before the exam, and it's kind of too late for you to really help them to be successful because um, maybe it's concept that they need to really read on and understand, and they can't grasp it in like overnight. So really there's no right or wrong answer for this paper. This is for you. The paper is really for your reflection. Okay. It's around almost 5:45. Any other thoughts from anybody? How is it so far? How do you find teaching and learning in nursing education so far? One word that you can say about this class to describe it so far. This is week 9.
I can say it is interesting because we are learning.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Esther. We still have week 10, 11, 12. Yeah, and 13 and 14 is more the assessment, summative assessment. Anyone else? So she said, you said interesting, Esther?
Yes.
Okay, I'm writing it down. Interesting. Okay, anyone else? One word to describe teaching and learning in nursing education.
This is Joseph. I would like
Yes.
to comment that it is really engaging.
I love that. Thank you, Joseph. Okay, should I call on people? Okay, Barons, do you want to share? One word. Should I call on people? I'm going to pick on people. Simon,
Me, I would
one
say
word.
it is building.
Oh, who's that? Isaac?
Yes, please. I'm
What-
sorry.
Yes.
Network disturbed me joining.
Oh, what word? One word.
I said it is building.
The question,
Building. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Isaac. Who else? Simon
Yeah.
has his hand up.
Yes, me, I would say teaching in nursing is educative. Reason being, as you teach, you find yourself also learning more.
One word, Simon.
Yes, teaching is educative.
Educating. Okay. I know Varens want to say something. Okay, Eva.
Yes, I would say it's enriching.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? How do you find teaching and learning? Esther? Esther has her hand up.
Hello.
Yes, Esther, one word that you will describe.
It is exploring.
Yes, it is. We're all exploring. Who else didn't get the chance to share how they so far?
Diana.
It is engaging. At least we are free to share. So
Okay. I find it funny between Diana and Eva. They volunteer each other. You must be close to each other, right? Diana's volunteering
She's
Eva
my
early.
small girl.
And even volunteering Diana. I find it really cute. Okay, who else wanted to share one word about how they find teaching and learning so far, our class? Kfas didn't say any word yet. Kfas, how do you find? Oh, Veronica, did you want to say one word?
Competency.
Competency, okay. Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes. Competency, yes. Because we are all trying to be better and better, right? I'm learning from all of you, feedback that you give, the challenges that you're sharing. It's real. Kfas, do you have any word for our class?
Yes, I find teaching and learning empowering and interesting.
Yes, we're all empowered to be better teachers, to be better learners. You know, we're both uh, learners and teachers in this situation. Okay, we still have time. It's only 5:48. We still have less than 15 minutes. Um, anyone else who wanted to share how, in one word, how they find teaching and learning, our teaching and learning class so far? I can read what I have so far. So, um,
Excuse me, Dr. Amari.
yes, Isaac.
I don't know whether I can withdraw my first word or I had to read to the first one.
Um,
I used the word building, but when I reflect deeply, though I am built by what I'm learning, by what I'm going through, I find that it doesn't end there. I wanted to use the word transformative.
that is great. Yes, yes. We're all being transformed. That is so true, Isaac. We're all being transformed into a better person. You know, we're all trying to be better and better. And I think that Jesus wanted us to be better and better, right? Um, he wanted us to be a better version of ourselves. He actually wanted us to be like him, and that's impossible in this stage, in this life, in this world. But yeah, that is, yeah, transforming. So far I have interesting, engaging, transforming, building, educating, enriching, and exploring, another engaging, and then competency and empowering. Wow. I'm going to share this with our faculty team, that this is so far MNS 11 find teaching and learning class to be all this, and this is exciting. And I just use another teaching strategy with you guys. So sometimes, you know, when you have enough time, um, I mean, this is not included in our roadmap. It just happened that it just popped in my mind. And in the back of my mind, I go, I wonder what MNS 11 is thinking about teaching and learning class. It's powerful when you hear directly from your students. Uh, of course, there's a survey. The university where I teach, at the end of the class, the students are asked to complete a survey to evaluate the faculty who had taught the class. And it's very important to hear directly from our students of how we did. You know, did they learn? Did they how is it embraced by the students? So that's another strategy for you. You know, if you're teaching already or in the future when you're teaching, it's very important to hear. So then you can make um, modification on your teaching strategies. And every cohort, every group of students are different. Um, and you will see, you will find that. And uh, yes, yes. Barons is saying that it's intriguing. Sorry, Barons, I just saw that. Intriguing. I'm gonna add it on my notes here. Yes. Okay, I think that is all that I have. And now we still have 8 minutes left. And I just wanted to tell you that I'm thinking about all of you. Um, the struggle is real with this COVID pandemic. Um, we are seeing the silver lining, but we still need to be vigilant and protect ourselves and our loved ones. Protect each other and follow the guidelines. If they say quarantine at home, we need to do that to minimize the infection. Varens, do you want to say something?
You can first finish, but I wanted to, hello? Hello.
Yes, yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
I was inquiring, like with the final exams, is it going to be structural? Is it going to be narrative? So that we start to prepare ourselves how it will be.
It would be narrative. I would have a questions, and you will answer the questions. And I think in the previous Zoom session we have, I emphasized that the questions are actually similar questions of what we have been going through each week. There's similar questions on some are taken from the discussion questions, some are taken from the class discussion. Um, it will tend to, you will find, and it becomes repetitive, but it's asked in a different way. The purpose is to evaluate if you're truly learning, if you're truly understanding what the concept is. Um, and part of the, you're speaking about the final exam, right? That's going to be on week 13. Week 13 is the final exam.
Yeah, I was inquiring going to be structural, it's going to be narrative.
Yes, what will happen is once we are in the Zoom session, that's when I'm going to send you the questions. I will be emailing it to everyone. And then from the email, so you need to have an access to your email on week 13. So August 18th is our final exam. It's also due, or your final paper is also due on the same day. So if while you're working on your final paper, it's helping you to review for the final exam. It's open book. But I will not share, or I will not email the questions until the day of the exam. So let's say we start at 5 p.m. Ugandan time on August 18th, Zoom. Once everybody is online, that's when I'm going to email everyone the questions. And then everyone will be online. It's gonna be an hour. Everyone will be online. So what I suggest is once you get the questions from me by email, I will suggest for you to grab that document and save it on your laptop or your computer, and then start answering those questions. And it's, yes, Varens, it's narrative.
Understood.
Did I answer your question, Varens?
Excuse me?
Did I answer your question?
Yes, please, you did.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So Esther, there's really no practice required. We cannot practice because then you would know the answer. So what it is you will be on your own, but I will be, you will be online while you're taking it. And then I will be just stand by if you have any questions, because if it is like face to face, I will be in the classroom with you and I will just be there, and it's usually open book and it's narrative. So there's no practice. So yeah. So you will receive the question on the day of the exam, and then you will work on it, and then I will be just online as resource if you have any clarification that you need. And then once you are finished with that, I will ask you to email me back the same document with your answer. Email it back to me before we leave the Zoom. So you will be, how would I say that? It's open book. You will be typing it in your computer. Um, just grab the document that I will email, and then you can just answer it from there. For example, the list is, example, there's like, let's hypothetically say, there's 10 questions and it's narrative. So first question is this, and then you just insert your answer on the number one question. Then the number two, you insert your answer in the number two. Uh, okay. What variants do you have a question?
No,
Okay, Esther, do you have a question?
Yes, doctor. It's not actually like a question, but what I was saying is that some of us we've never done such a kind of an exam online. So I was like, maybe if we can get a week before we reach the final exam, we get some questions like these usual questions we discuss, and then we answer them in such a manner so that we get used of what we will be expected to do on the day for the final exam. Thank you.
Then you will be getting the exam ahead of time. So it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So it's almost like I'm already giving you the exam ahead of time. Um, um,
excuse
Isaac,
me.
do you have a question? I see
Yes, yes,
Isaacson.
Doctor.
Yes. Yes.
My concern now is, since this is going to be an open book exams, are we to be citing the references as well?
Hold on. Good question. Okay. Good question. Let me get back to you with that. I don't think that you needed any references for that. I have to retrieve the questions that I have. I cannot have you practice on the exam. There's no such thing, even in the America. Once you are,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it just doesn't work that way. So Eva, do you have a question?
Yes, doctor. It's not a
Yes.
question, but just like an advice. Some of my colleagues are just anxious about an online exam. It's like you
Oh,
would give a comprehension exam. Yeah. So saying that we practice, really, there's nothing peculiar other than that you're going to be online and you read and submit. So I just want people to lay the anxiety
yes.
that it is not like something so unique. The other questions we've been learning and just maybe comprehension. If in a written exam you comprehend and write down the stuff.
Yes. Thank you,
Yeah, I want
Eva.
just to
Thank you.
assure my sister. I felt they were trying to ask for practicing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
exactly. So thank you, Eva. Joseph, you have a question.
Thank you, Dr. Marife. Mine is not really a question, but I would like just to encourage my colleagues that I think we shall need to use like the phones as well as the laptop so that it can help us navigate through the different platforms. Like, for example, the email as well as while we are typing our work. I think it will help us to be on time during the exam so that we can give you feedback early, as well as helping ourselves to catch up with the technology. I think the main issue is how we are going to navigate through the technology doing an online exam. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Eva and Joseph, for clarifying and helping your colleagues to minimize their anxiety about this. Yes, it's nothing unique or it's nothing special. It's just you need to have your laptop. you need to have your laptop with you to answer the question. So what will happen is I have a series of questions in a Word document, and I will send it to you and grab the Word document and save it on your laptop, and then you start answering the question. It's narrative. The purpose is to evaluate your understanding of the concept and if you're actually learning. And yes, Eva, do you have another question or comment? Or you just forgot to, okay. Okay, my time is up, and Dr. Bernie, are you with us? And then I will turn the class over to you. Let me just stop recording.
Thank you, Doctor.